At ayan na nga, Gilas season is almost upon us once again. At para maintindihan natin ang lahat ng mga paparating para sa atin, kasama pa rin natin Mr. Play It Right himself, the Dean Quinito Henson. The Dean, couple of weeks time, Gilas season is upon us again.
February 24th, ang unang-unang laro ng Philippines against South Korea. Now, we just have to explain a little bit about this window because this is actually the second window. Pero ipagsasabay yung first window at second window involving the Philippines and South Korea. Kasi dapat November nangyari yun. Gilas should have played South Korea twice in the first window last November. Hindi pa nangyari yun because of COVID. So ngayon, ipagsasabay po nila yung windows 1 and 2 for the Philippines and South Korea. Kanya, February 24, 28, ito po mangyayari sa Smart Araneta Coliseum. And by the way, hats off to SBP, Chairman Emeritus, MVP, SBP President Al Palillo, and SBP Vice President Ricky Vargas for putting this all together, saving us from a possible extinction kung hindi tayo nakabuo ng team. And we will be forming a competitive team for this first and second windows on February 24 and 28. Pagkatapos po noon, magkakaroon po tayo ng SEA Games sa Hanoi, Vietnam, and then an Asian Qualifiers window 3 kung saan kakalabanin po ng Philippines ang New Zealand and India. And then July 12 to 24, magkakaroon po ng FIBA Asia Cup sa Jakarta. September 10 to 25, the Asian Games. And then in November, it will be the fourth window of the Asian Qualifiers. So it's going to be a loaded schedule para sa Gilas Pilipinas this coming year. And ang balita is that the SBP at saka si PBA Commissioner Willie Marshall will be discussing in the first week of March kung ano mangyayari, no? How the PBA can continue to support the SBP in terms of players. And Coach Chotres, who is now in charge of the Gilas program, will be sitting down with Commissioner Marshall to really map out the plans. Kung ano kailangan sa training, kung ano kailangan na player, and to make sure smooth sailing tayo all the way to when we host the 2023 FIBA World Cup.
Pero yun nga, no? March pa yung meeting na yan. But in the immediate future, marami ng usap-usapan, marami ng balita lumabas. Sino nga ba ang magiging mga miyembro ng ating Gilas Pilipinas for this Feb 24 to 28 window?
Well, marami pinagpipilian si Coach Chot Reyes. First of all, yung mga Gilas remnants, nandyan si Chadi Rangel, Anch Kwame is going to be our naturalized player, si JD Tungkab, nandyan din, si Juan Gomez de Liano. And let's not forget, yung dalawang player natin na naglalaro sa Japan have come home. Dwight Ramos and 30 Ravenna will be reinforcing our Gilas lineup in these coming two windows, February 24 to 28. Not to mention, ang sabi kasi ni Coach Chot Reyes, kailangan na kailangan to get reinforcements from the PBA. And so as not to disrupt the schedule of the PBA Governors Cup, sabi niya, why don't we just get players from TMT because limited training time, it's better to be able to mold a team made up of players na nagkakakilala na sa isa't isa. And there is talk that Coach Shot will choose 5 players from TNT. The word going around is that Troy Rosario will be one, RR Pagoy of course, Poy Eram, maybe Kelly Williams because he has had international experience, and a possible 5th choice could be the man of steel, someone who has impressed Coach Chotres with his energy and defense, Kip Montalvo.
So yan nga po ang mga aabang-abangan natin as we gear towards or gear up for that showdown with Korea once again. Dalawang game yun, Dadin. The first game and the last game of this upcoming window, South Korea ang kalaban.
Totoo yan. And let's just also say that actually hindi na kailangan sumali o sumabak ang Pilipinas dito sa qualifiers because qualified na tayo sa World Cup because we are going to be the lead host. Pero ang sabi ni Coach Chotres, sandali, our philosophy here is to win, be competitive, go out there and win as best as we can. And ito nga po ang schedule na binabigit ni Magu. You notice that in our first game, South Korea ang kalaban and they're coming in fully loaded. Yung po mga veterano nila along with Ricardo Ratliff will be coming from Korea. And then the Philippines will play New Zealand, a very physical team that will be playing pressure basketball. And then we play India, a lot of tall guys, led by Amjot Singh. And that will also be a big test for the Philippines. And then we play Korea a second time. So, kayo po, kung nagtatanong, ba't dalawang beses natin kakalabanin ng Korea? That's because, as I said previously, dapat po yung first window should have been 2 games between Philippines and Korea. Subalit po nung November, na-cancel po yun because of the COVID, na-postpone, and now they're doubling up windows 1 and 2 for the Philippines and South Korea in this coming qualifiers sa Smart Araneta Coliseum. Hopefully, mabubuksan ang Araneta Coliseum for a live audience. And maybe by that time, baka alert level 1 na tayo,
Yan.
we'll be able to bring in the audience. And we need that 6th man for the Philippines going up against very tough opposition. And also to give support to Coach Shot Reyes and the SBP.
May live audience man o wala, live na mapapanood yan. Siyempre dito sa TV5, One Sports, and siyempre sa Signal and Smart Sports. Kaya abangan natin ang ating pagsuporta para sa ating Gilas Pilipinas.